I need to thank you again, Pommy. Your support means a lot to me, it truly does. Some of the rebels have started to side with Howl.
A pretty dumb decision if you ask me. I know what they're thinking, that you're responsible, but that's impossible. Nobody could have seen what was coming.
Yeah, we were played. Caught off guard. I know it won't happen again though, things are different. It's almost like our belief in the spirit realm was holding us back. Do you think the people will even believe us though? I mean, do you even believe the truth we've been told?
I don't really have a choice, Domek. Your speech gave us proof. It was undeniable. I'd advise doing the same thing to every other Alestian. Even if it takes years, you can do it. I'll even help you if you need assistance. Nobody said that things would be easy after the war.
You're right, and thanks for that offer. I'm pretty sure I'll take you up on it, since this is a tall order. But I know that almost anything is possible if we all band together.
Of course. So for now, we need to fix the discord in our ranks. I'll talk with the rebels that are siding with Hal. They need to stop. There are no sides in this. We all fight for the same cause. And if they put their differences aside, well, Domek, we'll win this thing for sure.
Hey. Well, it's definitely not something Draku came up with. Rulers of Alarinthia have been doing it for ages, actually. It's supposed to make your subjects less inclined to rebel. It's not really working if Vivian exists, but at the end of the day, it's still a nice party. As much food and drink as you could ever want. Don't worry, Monarch. I won't go overboard. I do like to drink, but not while I'm on a mission of any sort. I'll be tempted, of course, though I'm sure you can keep me in line. After the feast, there's a large ball, but it all starts with a speech. Basically, Draku will be bragging about his power and influence. If he shows off how strong he is, he's less inclined to be challenged. Though if there is a challenge, they hold a tournament the next day. It rarely happens unless it's a drunken partygoer trying to play a joke. Everyone wakes up, hungover, and goes about their simple lives. Honestly, I don't know too much about him. I've been out of the loop on Alarinthian politics for a while. But to hold the throne of this nation, you need to be fierce. So, if you think I'm strong, then you know nothing. He'll make me look like a whelp in comparison. And from what I've heard, he's pretty smart too. Most rulers, from what I've seen, simply bathe in their own riches. To hold a ball and share it with your nation? That's pretty genius. It destroys any motivation to remove him from the throne. And that's why Alarinthia hasn't had a tournament in a long time. The people are either happy or certain that they lose in combat. I'm betting on the latter, which makes Draku even more intimidating. Do not underestimate him, Monarch. If the natives can't dethrone him, what chance do we stand? Vivian might dream of a changed nation, but it'll stay that, just a dream. The town square is a nice place, but it's just like Museo, a large market with people all peddling their homemade wares. You won't find anything you need, but you'll find everything you want. After that, I'd say to pay the Colosseum a visit. It's not just a venue used to battle for Alarinthia's throne. They have large battles every day, and you can place bets. Of course, my personal pick would be the Tavern. Alarinthia has a lot of unique drinks, so I'll make sure to stop there. If I get my fill, maybe I'll be lucky enough to forget this entire voyage. It doesn't feel any different than I thought, if that's what you mean. Stepping foot on this soil didn't change my mind. It only solidified my hate. Let's do everything we can to get out of here as fast as possible, Monarch. Please. No, I just want to get the job done and get back home. If you think you can change my outlook on this place, you're wrong. I think this conversation is over, Monarch. We have a long journey ahead.
They sure gave us a good ship. I have to say, that alliance was a great idea.
This is an impressive vessel.
Of course, it's amazing.
That is underwhelming. The monarchy had much bigger vessels. We simply assumed the pirates held back.
Oh,
Of course, we do not wish to condescend. We only wish to inform you of this world's past. Surely that is something that interests you.
oh, well, when you put it that way, sure. Sorry, I thought you were rubbing it in my face.
Only partly.
Aelin, can I talk to you for a moment?
Of course, Master.
Back in Mazeo, I was confident, but not anymore. I'm starting to worry that the Triumvirate will chastise me. What should I expect? And how should I react if they do?
You act as if you haven't failed them before.
Hmm?
Remember when I first became your apprentice? They thought you weren't teaching me good enough. You almost went insane when they gave you time off.
You would too, Halen. Trust me, it's boring. But that's nothing in comparison to what happened. We don't have the blade, and almost everybody escaped.
Through no fault of our own, remember? I have your back in this. I won't tell them the truth. However, I need to ask for one thing in exchange.
Of course.
Work on your personal issues, Master. I don't care what they are. Just get them sorted out. But we'll save the bad news for last. We dealt a major blow to the rebellion, Sovey. With the loss of their leader, they'll be in disarray. If the Triumvirate doesn't like that, then it's their problem. Like you said, this isn't the last time we'll face them in battle. Whether it takes us days or months to win, it shouldn't matter. After all, we'll still win. With that said, are we clear?
We're clear. Let's continue walking. I'll think of what to tell them as we move along.
So, what was all that about? You said I was one of you now, right? When will you start treating me that way?
Oh, sorry. Force of habit. We were just talking about what we should tell our masters. While we did damage the rebellion, we failed in our objective.
You mean that blade?
Yes, and the seer.
Look, Sovey, you kinda saved my life. For that reason alone, you have my support. Whatever you want me to do, just let me know.
Thank you, Shane. It means a lot. I can tell we're going to get along just fine.
I can't believe that people actually live here. How much farther is it, ULRIC? This is crazy.
I'd say around 6 to 8 hours. There's an oasis halfway there. We can stop. I have a feeling you've already exhausted your canteen.
It was too hard to resist. So, there's an oasis in a few hours? That'll be a good place to rest and relax.
We can't waste that kind of time, Dominic. There's enough time to fill up on water. That's it. If we take too long, we'll miss both Vivian and the ball.
Right, of course.
Back in the day, they used these deserts as punishment. Criminals were sent out here and they had to prove their worth. If they were strong enough to survive, then they'd be taken back in. Most of the time, the criminals would just succumb to the heat. They'd be unable to move, then they'd pass out. Death would come soon after. They called these people Sixers, since they usually passed out within 6 hours. In addition to that, their bodies lasted 6 days. Don't worry though, you'll be fine. We have water. That isn't the courtesy they wanted to give to criminals. You're probably wondering why I'm telling you this story. If the Sixers survived, they gave them special markings. They were pardoned and to be respected for their power. A bit of a secret, you know? Just keep it between us, alright? Besides, they look pretty good, don't they? You're definitely not the first one to say that. I didn't like them at first, but they grew on me. If something makes you look better, embrace it. Anyway, I guess that's enough story time for now. The more you know about Alarinthia, the better. That, and it makes the walk go by way faster. If you'll excuse me, I have some business to take care of. We'll have plenty of time to talk later, Monarch, trust me. If you find that you're needing anything, just wave me down.
Hey. From what I've experienced so far, it's awful. I'm holding out on hope that it's colder in the city, but I know that won't be true. I bet it'll be even worse. If I lived here, I'd definitely be nocturnal. I mean, it must get colder at nighttime, right? I just sleep the day away, and that's a fact. So I guess not much would change, to be honest. Though I haven't been able to get much sleep lately. Anyway, yeah, it's basically the worst place in the world. That's a tough choice, but I'd have to say Dominic. It's not fair that Howell tried to pin all of this on him. Nothing that happened at the Rebel HQ was his fault. But that doesn't mean I hate Howell. Far from it. He seems so wise, and we could learn a lot from him. An entire ancient culture inside of him? Just think about it. There's so much we don't know about the monarchy. He could help us fill dozens and dozens of history books. I hope he survives this. He has lots of info to pass on to us.
Hey, Pro, can I talk to you for a second?
Of course. What's up?
I can't say in front of everybody else. I need to talk to you alone, in secret.
Oh, is it about that?
Pro, not in front of anybody else. Follow me over here and talk quietly.
Right. Sorry. Well then, what's up?
This is amazing! Just what I needed. If you don't mind, I'm gonna take a swim. Just give me a few minutes, alright?
Fortim, no. That's disgusting. People drink this water. It's not for swimming.
But...
No.
Wait, really?
That's amazing. And you're certain about this?
I totally needed to hear some good news. This trek through the desert is downright awful. When we get back, let's all go to Valinor.
Yeah, definitely. It'll feel so good to be back home. With your vision and that dim idol, my outlook was so grim. But now that attack won't happen, and the idol doesn't matter.
Long live Valinor?
Long live Valinor.
Hey, we were just talking about our future options. I mean, would we rather side with Vivian or Draku? I think Vivian is the better option, but Hal disagrees.
As we seem to do in many matters, we need strength to win the upcoming war, Dominic. Vivian cannot deliver as much strength, only hope for her nation. If hope could win wars, we wouldn't even be here. In times like this, we are glad that you're not in charge. We trust that the monarch will make the proper decision.
Well, what do you say, Monarch? If you had to choose right now, what would you do? Just a hypothetical, of course, nothing set in stone. There you have it, Hal. We need to think about the future of this world too. It makes sense to give Alarinthia a new form of leadership.
There is nothing wrong with the way Alarinthia is run. You cannot change it simply because you do not like it. Such a move would make you no better than the Triumvirate. We cannot become the enemy we seek to dethrone. Your way of thinking requires some re-evaluation, Dominic. You may say means to an end, but so does the Triumvirate.
Wow, you paint me as such a villain.
A change in leadership would require the spilling of blood. Innocents would die, much like the occupation of Mazeo. Think of what you lost. Do you want to do this to others?
Well, are you all full up on water? ULRIC said we're halfway there, and we're making good time. I think we'll make it to the city with plenty of time to spare, Monarch.
This body does not work like you would expect. We do not need water, and do not risk passing out. Whenever you're ready to continue, we will do so.
I could sit here and drink this all day. I've never missed water so much in my entire life. In fact, leave me behind. I'll stay here until things are done.
Nice try, but you're not getting out of this that easy. Fill up your canteen, Fortin. We need to get going.
Wait, your canteen is so much bigger than mine. Can we trade? You're used to this desert, Ulrich.
Used to it? I haven't been here for You know what? Fine. You can have it, Fortin. Just fill it up and let's get going, okay?
All right, score! So, what's it like to be a seer? What kind of stuff are you starting to see? Does it hurt your head? Are you enjoying it?
It gives me great pleasure to see the future. But right now, it's just the little things. Indecipherable. Perhaps as we process this, things will become clearer.
I see loss in the future, loss and tragedy. But for which side of this battle, I cannot say. It seems to be a gut feeling at the moment.
Yeah, it's the same for me. Brief flashes. But I see a coliseum, and a big struggle. I think you'll all be fighting during your visit.
Fighting? That's no fun. Hopefully your powers get better over time. Imagine how strong you'd be in those battles. Able to see every move before the enemy even makes it? With that power, we'd never have to worry about tragedy or loss. I can tell you're going to be one of the best assets in this war.
Why, thank you. That means a lot. I'm happy to serve the rebellion in any way I can. What they did back in those tunnels was inexcusable.
Yeah, I'd say we show them the same treatment. We'll fight for a future that all of you can enjoy. Even if we can't join that future ourselves.
That's certainly a pessimistic view, Ignis. There might be a way to save our minds, you know. This rebellion has proved that anything is possible.
Yeah, you're right. We'll make it through this.
Hey. I can't believe how hot it is, actually. I mean, Ulrich told us stories, and I thought he was exaggerating. As soon as we stepped off that ship, I knew he was actually right. Of course, he doesn't seem like the type to embellish his stories. Maybe some part of me was just hoping it wouldn't be that bad. He painted such a grim picture of this place, you know? Vivian, hands down. I don't like the way Alarinthia is run. Relying on strength alone creates such a toxic atmosphere. Anyone with a brilliant mind would simply be pushed aside. That holds back the progression of society by so much. Valinor embraced new ideas and nurtured bright minds. If anything, it actually explains why Alarinthia is so primitive. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. It's just a lot to take in. He finally has a chance to change this place for the better. Apparently, that's all he wanted ever since he was young. I feel like this world will be completely different after we win. Such a scary thought. Well, scary and exciting. We're leading a revolution. I almost can't believe it.
Let me handle this. I've been here before. He probably knows who we are. Info travels fast here. Just stay calm and I'll have us in the city in no time, alright? We seek passage into the city and nothing more. It's been a long trip from Azeo and we need shelter. Our business lies with the ones known as Vivian and Draku.
I know exactly who you are, Ulrich. Vivian is waiting for you in the tavern. And Draku? Well, you'll have a ball to attend.
Wait, how do you know who I am?
I followed you all, up until the Oasis. That was my chance to get ahead and tip off Vivian. Besides, you stick out like a sore thumb. Nice markings, Sixer.
I trust that won't be an issue.
It shouldn't, but I'm surprised you found somebody to do that. Recreating the markings of the ancients is frowned upon. They earned those markings. You certainly did not.
Of course.
Though you do bear a striking resemblance to the Ulric of legend. If anything, that'll make your relationship with Vivian more amicable.
I was given this name by my parents. They align with his views, and so do I. If that'll be all, we'd like to keep going.
Of course. I wasn't standing here to stop you. I merely wished to welcome you back home. I hope you and your monarch end up useful. By the way, call me Drakior.
Well, that was easy. Because of the ball, there's almost no security. I knew he'd be involved with Vivian. I could just tell.
So we'll have enough time to meet with her before the ball. That's great. I was worried we'd be on a tight schedule. You can't really rush decisions that change a nation.
Yeah, it was definitely fortuitous. We better make sure it's not a trap. That's the perfect way to catch us off guard.
Well, he didn't seem disingenuous.
That's the perfect way to catch us off guard.
Right. So, what's the next step?
We head into the town square. If the tavern hasn't moved, it's connected. We'll be seeing Vivian within the hour, for sure.
Alright, sounds good to me. Is there more water in the city?
Yeah, but don't ask for water in the tavern. It's seen as a sign of weakness amongst Alarintians. If you drink anything while we're there, make sure it's ale.
is completely different. More primitive, Alarinthia existed in unison with the monarchy. It was one part of a larger whole. It was peaceful. Being stuck in a constant power struggle sounds awful, but still, it has given us what we need. As every ruler is stronger than the last. For almost an eternity, they have followed these laws. Draco and his army must be exceptional in their power. We have no complaints. It seems to be others who have problems, especially those close to Salus, like his son. But we will work on that while we travel. Perhaps your forces just need time to adjust. This must be a jarring transition, to say the least. We require no sustenance. We may eat and drink with this body, but it is not necessary. If anything, we would do it for pleasure, rather than to survive. But pleasure is not something we require either. So, because of that, we choose not to eat or drink. There are those who need it more than us, Monarch.
Good. Tavern is in the same place. It's just over there, so we'll make it on time. Let's not waste too much time out here, all right? I think we only have a few hours until the ball begins. I'll stay here, but feel free to look around for a bit. Hey, cut that out. You have no idea what's in there. It could be drugs or illegal weapons.
There are illegal weapons?
Oh, of course, you have to improvise around here. Your goal is to always be stronger than everyone else. That requires some creativity, especially in weapon design. The Great Sword even originated in Alarinthia. You don't see many people carrying them on the mainland. I was raised with it, though, so I can't use anything else.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. I wonder what I can find then.
What part of illegal don't you understand? There are laws in place to prevent more inhumane creations. But those laws fail to reach places like the town square markets. You could touch something laced with poison or worse. Just keep your hands off of this stuff and stay close to me. Always assume that everything here is out to get you.
Wow, you make this place sound so luxurious. But alright, I'll do what you say. For now.
On Sixers. Sixers, the nickname for victims of a vicious form of punishment that has since been forbidden. 6 hours is all a person can last before passing out in the harsh deserts of Alarinthia. Then, 6 days later, without sustenance, they pass away. Back in ancient times, this was used as a way to punish criminals and make them prove their self-worth before returning to society. If they could survive for an entire 6 days without food and water, they would be welcomed back into Alarinthia's arms. Of course, the survival rate was low. Many people thought this was a skewed form of punishment, clearly rigged to kill. It was so long ago, but they were likely right. Disposing of criminals before making them serve sentences or deliver a more conventional means of justice was barbaric. At least that's what the activists said. It wasn't very long until their movement gained traction, and this practice was banned. Instead, they gave criminals the chance to fight for their freedom in the Colosseum of Alarinthia. If they won, their sentence would be negated. This was seen as more fair and less rigged against them. This form of resolving conflict and fighting for rights over the ages would soon evolve into something more. Passing laws, deciding leaders, and determining fates of citizens would also go on to be placed in the hands of victors. Now, the nation rests in the hands of the strong.
Is this place always so busy?
Yeah, it can even get worse. The busy hours are closer to nighttime. But not tonight, with the ball and all.
Do people live in their market stalls? Like Museo?
No, not really. They get enough business to have their own homes. It's actually the opposite here. Running a stall is a sign of wealth.
So the more you work, the more money you make. See, that actually makes sense. Don't you think?
Yeah, but it doesn't make up for the other shortcomings. The markets are busy and unsafe. People die all the time. It's a cutthroat culture here, so you're always in danger. If I could choose a place to open up a shop, I'd choose Museo. It might be harder and less profitable, but it'd be safe. You wouldn't get caught up in other people's fights.
That happens here?
All the time. It's almost unavoidable. You can't turn around without bumping into anybody here. It gets worse the deeper you go, but we won't go that deep. Of course, the flowing of alcohol doesn't make things easier. People are always rowdy, looking for some fun or fight. You also wouldn't be able to get some peace and quiet.
Right, alright, you win. Why do so many people do it then? I mean, set up shop and put up with that.
Probably because they don't know anything else. Getting to the mainland is the last thing on their minds. Wherever you grow up, that's what's normal to you.
I guess that makes sense. Valinor is normal to me, and Museo is weird. But I bet it'd be the other way around for Dominic.
Exactly.
Dracu's reign. In Alarinthia, a ruler is lucky if their reign lasts even a year. However, Dracu has been in power for several decades. This is definitely unheard of. His power is immense, and any challengers to the throne are quickly defeated in the Colosseum without effort. Every year, Dracu hosts a ball in his castle and freely spreads his riches amongst the citizens of Alarinthia. That, coupled with his strength, keeps most of his subjects happy. Many are less inclined to insurrection, and those that attempt to dethrone him are easily defeated. He seems to have a stranglehold on the nation, but it is also one that gives the land a continued sense of peace. However, due to the way that the nation is run, it is only a matter of time until he is dethroned in the Colosseum. He will join the rest of Alarinthia's past rulers, none of which have succumbed to natural causes. Only the strength of others.
Hey. I have no idea, but it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure that we can handle whatever they throw at us. But if he truly does work for Vivian, then we have some good luck. We could use some of that, couldn't we? So for now, I'm going to believe Dracior, but only for now. If anything seems suspicious at the tavern, I'll tip you off. Although, the prospect of a tavern brawl does sound appealing. You haven't seen true fighting until you've seen it in Alarinthia. Just thinking about it gets my blood boiling. It's been too long. Of course, I'll try my best to keep our visit a peaceful one. I don't want to end up fighting for our freedom in the Colosseum. Their methods of punishing prisoners are still pretty harsh. I hate to talk about this, so I'll try making it quick. Vivian obviously isn't the first person to rebel against Alarinthia's laws. The first one, at least in recorded history, was named ULRIC, like me. many people followed after his ideals, including my parents. So much so that they decided to name me after him. I don't like it. That's all it is, really. My name is a silly little tribute. I guess it doesn't help that I also actually look like him, or at least all artistic and textual descriptions of him. A pretty cool coincidence, but that's all it is. I knew this stuff would come up as soon as we got here. Just remember, you've known me long before this trip. Don't come to judge me by the things these people say. I'd rather not talk about that right now, but I have a feeling you'll find out soon enough. It's complicated and we're really short on time. Just trust me, alright? It's nothing bad. I earned these, they weren't ripped off. Let's grab a drink in the tavern and chat. That's none of your business, not yet. Again, just trust me, okay? Please. There's lots going on that you don't know. That's not to say that you'll never know it. Just sit back and wait until the time is right. I promise that everything will make sense soon. Other than the tavern, not really. There's just the market stalls like Museo. However, there's no laws in place for this stuff. You can buy whatever you want in Alarinthia. Pirates make a living bringing illicit goods overseas. So whatever your heart desires, you can probably find. But I don't think you're the type of person to want that stuff. So if it's all the same to you, we should probably get to the tavern. Remember, we're on a bit of a schedule. Our time is valuable. It looks just like I remember it. All these years and nothing has changed. I guess there's no use trying to change perfection.
Yes, it looks much like it did in our time as well. If memory serves, Alarinthia is home to a unique wine, Monarch. If you have a drink, we would suggest that.
Wow, he actually knows what he's talking about. I'm buying a few bottles to bring back to the mainland. The climate of Alarinthia affects the taste of everything. Some in a good way and some in a bad way. I won't bore you with the details, but the wine is great. Let's find Vivian and get everything started, shall we?
Hey, would you let me buy you a drink? Something tells me you're not from around here. I know a lot about this place if you need a tour guide.
Look, we don't have time for any antics, but if you know where Vivian is, we could use some help. You're right about us being foreigners. We've come a long way.
Oh, you're looking for Vivian. Why didn't you say so? Follow me.
We'd rather stay here if you don't mind. Following strangers isn't the best idea.
All right, all right. I'll be right back. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I trust you. Have I seen you before? You look familiar.
No. Now please leave us be. Don't bother us again unless you have Vivian. I'll ask the barkeep in the meantime. Maybe they know. Now I guess I'll start.
Your manners could use some work, ULRIC.
I use my manners on worthwhile people.
And Vivian isn't one of them?
Wait, what? Vivian is a man?
And an honorable one at that. He deserves to be treated with respect.
I don't believe you.
Most people don't. His parents chose the name. If anything, it keeps the assassins looking for the wrong person. Try and tell me you weren't looking for a female when you entered.
Let's get this over with then. We need to talk about securing an alliance. Then we'll do the same with Draku and take the best deal.
You told them? I was having fun, Drakior. That's in short supply these days. Thanks a lot.
They're on a strict schedule, Vivian. The ball opens up in a matter of hours. Remember, you still have a move to make.
Right. A challenge at the ball. Move aside. I'll explain our plan to Ulric. If he has any sense, he'll aid our cause.
So Vivian is a guy?
I guess so. But don't say that too loud. Something tells me it's not common knowledge.
Very smart. Helps you stay incognito. We were all looking for a girl, weren't we?
Yeah, something like that. Either way, I'm glad this worked out. We should probably talk terms with him.
You have a nice group of comrades, Ulric. Start by telling me about him, though.
This is the monarch, heir to the throne of Alestia. After we take down the triumvirate, this is his world. A crazy claim, I know, but we have proof of everything.
Let's continue under the assumption that I understand. At the end of the day, you want my army to aid you, right?
Right.
Well, this is where it gets a bit weird. I want your army just as much as you want mine. Maybe we can come to some sort of conclusion?
Go on.
I'm going to Draku's ball and challenging him. Tomorrow, I plan to be fighting for the throne. We'll do it right. One last fight in the Colosseum. I had Drakior stay at the docks to watch the new arrivals. If he found a group that looked strong enough, he'd tell me. You fit the bill. Better than anyone else. So he spied on you. He heard your group talking about a rebellion and a big army. That's when I knew we hit the jackpot. Our new target was clear. But to know you came here just for me? That's pretty flattering. If you help me take down Draku in the Colosseum, I'll help you. I can offer a few hundred men and maybe more from my throne. Who knows how many people I can rally up if I take over this nation.
But you don't just care about power, right? You plan to change this nation for the better.
Yes. I plan to model ourselves like the mainland. Elections, voters, stuff like that. No more tournaments. I've lost too many amazing people to barbaric, outdated laws.
Vivian, I'll be honest with you here. I want to support you, but the final choice rests with the monarch. After the ball, we need to talk with Draku first and weigh out our options.
Understandable. But be warned. That's when I'm making my move. If he accepts my challenge, we'll be fighting in the morning. You better hurry. That ball is known for huge lines.
Monarch, I need to tell you something. This is my homeland, and I've always wanted to change it. I have to fight alongside Vivian, even if you ally with Draku. And if Draku's terms involve destroying Vivian's insurrection, well, then I think we'll be fighting each other in the Colosseum. Remember that these are fights to the death. I have no other choice.
I'll choose Ulric as my champion, then. Each side gets to choose a champion to fight with them. Aside from that, they get to choose 20 to 30 fighters. Everybody that didn't make the cut for champion as an example. This means that myself, Ulric, and my army would fight in the Colosseum. The battle ends when either the champion or the leader has fallen. Now, I know for a fact that Draku doesn't like to lose his own men. So, if I challenge him at the ball, after you ask him for his support,
I bet he'll make you fight me for it. You know, use your men instead. He's predictable, but you use that to your advantage, Monarch.
I hope it doesn't come down to fighting each other. But for the future of this nation, I will do what I must. Now let's get to that ball and see what Draku wants.
He's probably expecting you. If Drakior scoped you out, I'm betting Westy did too. That's Draku's right hand. Just be careful out there. I'll be making my move right after he addresses his people. Make sure you're there. That happens in the throne room. Just don't make the wrong choice, Monarch. Go with me.